Settle in, friends, that I might regale you with a horrific tale. It is the tale of a stinky Canadian goblin that devours babies on Halloween. No, the stinky Canadian goblin is not me.
You liar!
Greetings, friends, and welcome back to the 3-Minute Horror Show. My name is Ben, your host, and I love horror movies. If you've been here before, you already know the drill. Welcome back. If you're new here, though, the way these videos work is as follows. I give a little plot synopsis, I give a little commentary, I give the movie a rating, and hopefully I can make you laugh along the way. And remember, I watch the bad movies, like this piece of crap, so that you don't have to. You're welcome. Today I'll be reviewing the movie Goblin from 2010. More like Goblin D's nuts.
Got it!
Goblin is a TV movie that was created for the Sci-Fi Network and was filmed in Pitt Meadows, British Columbia, not unlike Kraken, Tentacles of the Deep that I reviewed a few weeks ago. This movie was directed by a guy named Jeffrey Scott Lando, who seems to have directed many movies just like this one over the years, including the subject of an upcoming video, RoboShark. It was written by Raoul Inglis, who like Lando has been on the low-budget movie and TV scene for years. Despite the fact that it's Canadian-made, Goblin is not streaming for free here in Canada. It is available to stream everywhere in the USA though, so go nuts, Americans! It's Pilgrim times, and a group of Christian Puritans are burning things that they consider unclean. The head boss Pilgrim lady makes one young woman burn her baby who was born with deformities. What she doesn't realize is that this young mother is a witch, and she does a spell super fast that turns her baby into a goblin monster. Then she curses everyone who lives in town to lose their babies forever. The goblin looks aggressively silly, like some real bad video game CGI. It kills the head Pilgrim lady and her own baby. Let's discuss the main two stars of this film. First, we have Gil Bellows, who was huge in the mid-90s to early 2000s. He was one of the stars of Ally McBeal, and he was in The Shawshank Redemption, which was huge. He hasn't necessarily hit those high heights since, but he's still working regularly today, and that is awesome.
Yes.
Second, we have Winnipeg native Tracy Spiridakos. She plays Nikki, who you'll meet soon. She's been working consistently in television for her entire career, and she scored a huge win landing a major role in Chicago PD, one of the Dick Wolf Chicago series that all cross over with each other. Now it's 2010, and if there was any doubt in your mind as to whether this movie is Canadian, get that out of your head, because we're introduced to Gil Bellows and the old guy from Danger Bay in short order. Bellows is the dad of a teenager and a baby. He's on his second wife, and they're moving to the cursed town 2 days before Halloween. For some reason, the teenage daughter's best friend is moving with them as well. Everyone in town goes cuckoo bananas when they see that they have a baby with them, and everyone tries to convince them to leave town. Nikki and her BFF pick up some local boys, and these two characters fill the girls in on all the local lore. The local sheriff is weird, and so is his wife. She's the restaurant owner, and it seems like the goblin may have eaten their baby when they first came to town some time ago. We also meet Dad's business partner, who sucks. Presenting Better Goblins Than Goblin, the movie. This goblin is green, and you know he's something of a scientist himself. This goblin performed the soundtracks to some of the best films that came out of Italy. This goblin is a king. And did you know in the movies he was played by Dame Edna? Damn, that's wild. These magical goblins come from the nose of a cat named Stimpy. This goblin is an aircraft that never saw full production. This goblin is a state park located in Goblin Valley, Utah. This goblin is a shark that lives deep under the sea. Nikki, the teen daughter, hates this place, and eventually Halloween rolls around. FYI, that's the day the goblin comes out to murder any babies found in the vicinity. To punctuate that fact, the goblin attacks a family who just happens to be driving through the town on the highway. It flies around and teleports in its black robe, and apparently it's really stinky, like the stinkiest thing you can possibly imagine. After that, the goblin goes about trying to kill Nikki's brother Nathan. Except it seems to be far less capable of getting at this baby, as Nathan disappears. The goblin ends up killing a decent percentage of the town's population while trying to find little Nathan, including Dad's business partner, Nikki's BFF, and one of the boys they picked up. There is a deeper mystery at hand, though. Who has the baby, and will the family be able to rescue him before the goblin finds him? Holy mackerel, this was a bad one.
Duh.
As I mentioned previously, this was a TV movie made for the Sci-Fi Network, and for a TV movie, it was actually pretty gory. The performances were alright, and the story was okay, I guess, but any points about this movie that could be considered passable were far outweighed by how terribly the goblin was animated. Truthfully, despite the fact that these Canadian made-for-TV movies are cheap, look like ass, and are goofy as hell, they still give me a warm nostalgic feeling. I'm Canadian. I recognize many of the cast members from my childhood, and I can always pick out those Canadian accents. That being said, like in the movie, the goblin stinks and it drags the score down. I rate Goblin 4 out of 10. Shout out to my nephew Ken, who saw this on Sci-Fi when it aired and actually remembers the movie. As always, a link to my letterbox will appear in the video's description. Please leave me a like, comment, and subscribe, as it really does boost my engagement and helps my channel grow. Smell you later, nerds!
Tell me we didn't hit a skunk.